Greetings, salutations, good day and hi, you guys and gals. Welcome to Season 6 of the CorpoCar World Series.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, all good, you're all good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to share my, screen. Yeah, virtual camera. Anyway, it's this series for corpo VTubers from smaller agencies as they hope to compete for that very own gold star of theirs. Now I'm lost for words because I don't know what just happened. Anyway, we've got 45 VTubers from 9 different agencies that are here to compete in 15 rounds of action. It was supposed to be from 11 different agencies, but RIP Hawaii, RIP B-Reverie, F's in the chat for those 2 agencies. You may see some of those talents in other series like IndyCar, Indy Lights, BTF Championships. But for now, we got CorpoCar Racing to consider. Joining me once again in commentary is, of course, Adak. Hello.
Yeah, hello and a very good morning there. Apologies for the slight background audio. Someone just came into the room and just tried to talk about the game that they just had. But anyways, nice to see everyone. Nice to see the basically the smaller agencies compete against each other in the CorpoCar World Series. We're now here in the 6th season. Of course, we're here in the World Series now. Just to explain how it works, is that the top 20, usually the top 20 from each of the either the West or East series will advance into the World Series with special invitations coming in to those who have performed very well in the previous World Series. Dag has the more details than I do, but the gist of things is that I just wanted to highlight a bit. Although we have members like Lete Bonapucci, as well as Rin Tenro, Shi Icho, and Irie Veridis in the West Series, as well as Scarlet Flameheart, who was qualifying inside the top 20 in each of their respective series, they do not advance into the World Series by virtue of, unfortunately, their VTuber organizations disbanding.
Actually, Irie Veridis is in Worlds, but the rest, But the rest, they would be in Worlds, but they aren't, because their agencies have disbanded. So, but you may see them in the future series, as I've already mentioned. Anyway, let's get right to the action, shall we?
All right. So first of all, just wanted to check the first 3 rounds of the season. Of course, we are going to be racing in both Dover, which is essentially the Dover Speedway. I am going to be using the original name. I'm going to ignore the SMI part. But anyways, Dover, one of the few ovals in this essentially season, and then follow it up with Stardust and Willow Springs. Nice to see Willow Springs in basically the season. Can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. First round at Dover. You know how it is with these oval rounds in CorpoCar. 40 drivers will get to qualify for this 75 lap race. We're going to do the track preview when we load the circuit. The road and street races will be timed 21 minutes, but this isn't a road race, not yet. We're not going to get to the road races just yet. But we are going to go to a short oval to begin here. Let's see what chaos will be invoked as we go ahead and load.
All right, so Dover. It's now called Dover Motor Speedway. Man, it just feels weird to call it that way, essentially, since SMI has taken over the stadium. It used to be called the Dover International Speedway. But yeah, it's a very interesting oval here, as we are now going to see how this track looks.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at the track preview. We'll see who will come out for qualifying. We're going to follow along with one member of Willow, Emmy, having a preview of this track. Go ahead,
all right.
Adak.
All right. So as you can see here, Dover is a pretty interesting track. It's considered a short track by oval standards, but I believe it's intermediate by stock car standards. And as you can see here, as the drivers are coming in into turns 3 and 4, it's very much banked, so you carry a lot of speed into these corners. So coming into the main straight here, into turns 1 and 2, it's just bank all round, but of course the corners are more banked than usual. So the nature of Dover is that you have to carry a lot of speed in these corners, and just keeping your car under control in the corners and in the straights are these are going to be vital in trying to see if your car is going to succeed here on these concrete paved short oval. And just a bit of a fun fact about Dover, as we are seeing the first laps coming in, it's only at around a mile in length. The turns are at 24 degrees in banking, and the straights are at 9 degrees of banking. Greg Ray currently holds the race lap record with a 19.622 on his lap here in Dover.
All right, interesting facts to learn about this track. Let's go ahead and set the grid for this race. We need 40 cars here. Who will qualify and who will, I suppose, not? Grid me? We'll have to. We're gonna have to re-roll that because it's not 40 times that came in. Let's try again once more here. And the driver who we followed, interestingly enough, did not qualify. Amori, I just missed out on the cut. Also, we won't get to hear from Bonnie, Emmy, Sarah, and Chiaki.
Well, what a shame that was. Especially looking at, well, at the very least, the variants of which how the 5 cars DNQ'd. At least all of these members come from all 5 of the different companies. And to see the drivers who are coming in on pole position, hello, it's CorpoCar from VDairy.
CorpoCar, the reigning CorpoCar Series World Series champion, started off strong with a pole.
And then we get to see Ram Kanashibari in second, Serenity Cosmica third, with Reina Ronronea in fourth, Koma Oboro fifth, Siu Aisaka sixth, Stroni Kadis in seventh, Victoria Valerie in eighth, Taring Hu in ninth, and Komari in the top 10. Dag, as you are going to basically record the starting lineup here, I am going to go through the rest of the field. So Plane Hoshizuku is in 11 with Kanayanagi 12, Lotte Shinju in 13, Miki Hitsugi in 14, Miyu Akumiya 15, Enya Ignis 16, Arisu Oshiro is in 17, Dr. Nova is in 18th, Utaime Mochizuki in 19th with Tsukasa Ryogoku in 20th, Poseidon in 21st amongst the one of 2 Mintos members who do make the grid here. Yaya Giri is in 22nd with Mercy Modiste in 23rd, Sui Solari 24th, Airi Viridis in 25th, Maeve Kakakiri 26th, Lumi Yukime 27th with Yurikago Kokone on row 28th. On row 15th is Tomomi Toiraya with Shibi Cottonbum in 29th and 30th. Alias Anono is in 31st with Akugaki Kowa in 32nd. Row 17, it will be Nanakozia and Menya Scott with Ruby Runehart and Nikki Ray in the 18th row. Chichino Katerina in 37th with Cloto in 38th. Spectre Lebitina in 39th, and the last driver to make the cut, Leora Walkiria, is in 40th.
And that's all 40 drivers who will be racing this opening round of 15. Notice the pit boxes appearing and the cars all set up to go. Gotta make sure I got my controls right. Everything looks good
very,
here.
Very nice to see. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, been a few weeks since my last stream, but we are set to begin here. 75 laps at Dover for this opening round. 100 points for a win, and yeah.
I feel like I wanted to highlight one more thing here. 40 stock cars in Dover is already plenty enough. Now 40 stock cars in Dover with open wheelers. Oh, this is going to be a recipe for disaster. I'm just feeling it.
Yeah, I did a test race, and you may expect to see a bit of mayhem, but we'll see how much mayhem there is in the actual race. Alright, let's go ahead and get the music all set up, and then we will get to rolling. Here we go.
And it looks to me that the cars are now set to start here with, of course, Kiri Spica on the front row, on pole position that is, with Kanashibari in second place. So with the drivers now setting up for the start here, I want to set my predictions here. I feel like the front row has a great chance for the win. Of course, we might have a bit of strategy going around, but I also wanted to highlight the drivers from further back. What do you think of their chances?
Well, basically, anything can happen. This is a bull ring track. Expect high-speed racing, and some cars pushing and shoving per position.
And as you can see here, with all the 40 cars lining up to start, you can take it away from here.
All right, here we go, onto the last turn, and then we'll be set to begin. 40 cars at Dover. It's the opening round of CorpoCar World Series Season 6, led by Kiri Spica and Rem Kanashibari. Here we go to the green flag! Clean start by everyone in a row, going ahead of the outer row, but everything has evened out. Serenity going ahead of Spica on the inside, and Serenity will have the lead after the opening lap. Strani and Kiri, Spica, and Terring has moved up to third. We have cars going 3 wide.
Yeah, 3 wide already. This is the thing that we're worried here in Dover, as we mentioned here. 40 open wheelers, 40 fast open wheelers on this bull ring. It's just a recipe for disaster if one driver up front is not careful. So as you can see here, it's now currently a dogfight for the lead. Now Poseidon takes the lead.
Yeah.
Just gets even closer from there. You can see here it's a bit of single file for the first 4 cars, and then you see 2 rows of cars be further back. And as you can see here, the draft here is going to be very, very important. It's as if you're racing on a super speedway, like as if you're racing in Daytona or Talladega. It's like Las Vegas in Indy 2011. Of course, strategies aside, the racing, of course, at that time was as close as it could ever be. And of course, just a crash waiting to happen.
Someone lost a car parts in the previous lap, and it appears to be Terring Bloby. Have a front wing replacement, and he had a rather large disadvantage because these laps go by pretty darn fast. Poseidon leading, followed by Plane and Suri. Adi Vilidis fourth, and Shishino fifth. Single file string of cars ahead of these cars. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to point out that Cloto, from 38th to 26th, a great start from her, Cloto, running currently on this position. Speaking of which, I want to give a fun fact about Cloto. Now, of course, the agency that she's in, just we said that they've hit the wall. Unfortunately, they're all able to continue as usual. Now, a bit of a continuation on Cloto, actually. Cloto is part of Metal's HQ, where the members are based on Greek gods, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And more drivers being hitting the wall there. We're gonna talk about that later, as the racing thing is gonna get very, very feisty with 3 wide.
Cars sandwiching the cars in the middle, pressing each other. Oh man, gotta watch out on the. Gotta watch out heading into the straightaways. Just pushing and shoving.
It's literally just like Daytona, and it's just like Super Speedway racing here. And speaking of which, one of the drivers who will be having an advantage here will be the drivers at probably the back, as they might be able to probably escape from a crash with advance notice. But for the drivers who are currently in the pack, it's just going to be a massive massive roll of the dice on if they're able to essentially get out unscathed.
Now we're seeing a string of single file cars here. The top 9 single file make that almost 10, but Maria is getting out of the line.
Watch out for Valkyria, who's going to probably make a move down the inside. Oh, you can see how she got loose there. And now you can see here a very great run there by, I believe, to be one of the other cars there. But you can see here how she managed to get a great run here from Valkyria. And now Ronea now is going to try to cause a bit of trouble there. And fortunately, it's going to be okay for them for now.
Lapped car of Tearing Hugh approaching.
Oh, this is not gonna look
the
good.
car's in the lead, approaching the lapped car. Gotta try sidestep it. Ooh, man.
And you can see here.
She's slowing down. Irie up into the lead, has to go around Tearing.
Yeah, you see here she's going to try to go around the outside, but obviously the lap car of Who caused a bit of a blockage on the outside line, and now it's going to be the inside line who will have the advantage. And now you have Oshiro trading blows with Mochizuki, and it's going to be Mochizuki with the lead.
A lot of pushing and shoving, and the worst so far early on in these 15 plus laps, having to do with a couple cars having to pit due to losing their front wing. Of course, if it were a real life race, then I don't think the race would even last 15 laps without major issue happening.
And speaking of which, more side-by-side action is to come, especially coming into positions 4 and 5. You can see here Cloto, as I mentioned, she started way back on 38th and she's now up into 2nd.
That is amazing.
That is amazing. It also within the span of 20 laps too. A bit of a fun fact for Cloto as the racing continues to take it easy, as Cloto is going to take the lead. Now Cloto does originate from essentially the Fate Sisters, which essentially is a part of, I just wanted to read something off of informations. The 3 Fates or Moirai, on which in theory Cloto does have sisters with the name which are essentially Lachesis and Atrophos. Yes, I get the information from somewhere, and that information is from Kamen Rider. We'll explain on that later.
Anya Ignis of Encore having their big concert last night, and Anya is among the front runners here. Shimmy going up in front, but Anya doing quite well here. One of the 4 drivers from Idol who are in Worlds this season. Nikki being another one of the 4, and right behind Plane, who has led a few laps.
Just wanted to point out there that there are potential for understeer, especially if you're running through the inside. Watch out if you are going to understeer, because if you understeer and you hit the car on your right side, then it's going to cause you some massive amounts of issues. As you can see here, Ronea is already trying to push through Who, as of course the other cars on the lead lap are going to be passing Who, but at the same time you can see here how much the field are essentially blocking each other.
Oh, dangerous 3 wide. We're seeing high speed 3 wide. Does feel like racing at Daytona, as you've mentioned. Lottie Shinju up in front.
Shinju. We have yet to see the timing tower update right now, because Ronea was leading the last lap.
Serenity,
but now we get to see
4 down, Tearing 5 down. The rest are on the lead lap, amazingly enough.
Oh yeah. Speaking with Serenity Cosmica, she started at the front, but now she's down in 39th.
That is anything can happen. We've seen Clotho toward the front, starting from 38th, and then we've seen the polar opposite happen with Serenity.
And here's the mini pack coming in up front. This is going to cause even more issues for the lead lap cars. As you can see here, it features Cosmica, and then there is
Lumi
Nova
Yukime,
and the Yukime.
Dr. Nova E.
Yeah,
oh man!
Oh! driver is literally almost riding the wall there, and there's nudging as well. As you can see, who nudged into Libitina, and of course, how are these drivers not crashing just yet?
It's gotta be the rFactor.rcd talent files.
Nice work there for everyone involved there. And as you can see here, 35 cars separated by 2 seconds. That just shows you how close the field is at the moment here in Dover. As you can see here, Yukimi and Shinjo are already now blocking the path of the lead lap cars.
Oh man, Lottie, the lead driver here being sandwiched between 2 lapped cars. The next driver down is Yuikago Kokone of BNU.
And you can see here lots of...
And there's the West Series winner, Elias Onono. Oh man, 4 wide briefly.
4 wide! Oh, 4 wide, and you can tell how stressed we were in the book. Seeing those 4 wide action, 3 wide is already as crazy as it is, but 4 wide in this small bull ring, and if, as we mentioned here, we're basically 1 crash away from having a massive junkyard of these CorpoCars. But fortunately, with the help of the RCD files, as you mentioned earlier, we are seeing some very great racing here, and you can see how close the field is, even after just about running this race for about 30 plus laps.
Front 3 are all VNU members. Never mind, it's there's a
disruption.
Speciality. I forgot Serenity is supposed to be a lap down.
Yeah.
Tsukasa, Speciality JP, going up into the lead. Lots and lots of lead changes happening here. Lots and lots of position changes. We have a couple cars starting way back in the grid, going towards the front, and vice versa here.
And you can see here, Anono is going to try to probably do some tandem drafting, but it's just not working with these CorpoCars because even just a slight contact can easily unsell the car, unlike what you see in the Gen 5 stock cars, where you can easily link up with 2 Gen 5 cars very, very easily. You can see here just got snagged by Yanagi and Cotton Bump after having a bit of a touch there on the left rear, which shows you the differences in handling between these 2 cars, and of course it is very much exemplified here.
The West Series winner, Elias Onono, currently leading the pack.
And we are coming into the halfway stage.
Race is official after halfway.
So we are going to be seeing the full points here with Anono currently leading this race. Here comes her opponent. We are going on board with her as we speak. Coming to turns 3 and 4. Just want to watch out for both the drivers in front and behind. Here comes Ryogoku.
Right behind Alias and Koa.
And it's going to be tight here. Especially, you can see here, we already have like 6 cars already single file, possibly 7, as you can see. But here's the thing. We're possibly 1 lap car away from seeing even more disruptions in the front of the field. And speaking of the biggest gainers of the grid, let's see where Cloto is right now. She's now down in 31st.
rFactor giveth, rFactor possibly taketh away.
So anyways, Cloto now down in where she is right now, 31st, now trying to fight against Bautista. And now Bautista has the position. Here comes Hitsugi as well. Race is not falling into Cloto's hands. She already has it bad in the Kamen Rider universe, but we're not going to spoil the information there. But I'll leave it up for everyone to watch the series as it is. But anyways, back to the race here. We have Anono still controlling this race, and then we have a competition there between Ryogoku trying to go down the inside, and here comes Akumi as well as other drivers trying to make use of the inside line. Oshiro.
Tsukasa Ryogoku on the outside, but it's Amisu Oshiro on the inside. I believe Amisu Oshiro won the East Series. Oh, but here comes Koma with a slightly bent side pod, I think we may have seen quite a fair few cars with slightly bent side pod. You know, with all the pushing and shoving here.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where's Anono right now? The West Split champion of this season.
Oh dear, Alias. Oh, down to 18th all of a sudden. 17th, 16th. Dramatic.
What did you say?
Dramatic lead changes within a few laps.
Yeah,
everyone fighting for position.
rFactor giveth and rFactor taketh.
Exactly. And we're seeing a bit of a spread here. More of a spread among cars.
But it's not going to be for long.
Oh no, Maeve. She was well in the front, and now she's in 31st. That's outside the points. Yeah, many such cases here in this opening round. Cars up in front suddenly being burdened by other cars. Dramatic swings in position.
And speaking of which, we got drivers going double file in around a 4th position back. And as you can see here, some drivers are actually losing a lot of speed there in one of the corners here. And I think that was Cuddles. And you can see here, there's already a lot of 3-wide action. Here comes Toshizuka actually blocking the way of essentially the middle and outside lanes for the inside lane to actually progress. Here's Akumiya now trying to get herself further into the top 5. And here's Toshizuka trying to spoil the party.
Front row by the top 8 drivers. Try to see who will break the racing line, and we have the first 3 in action.
Now currently in the lead.
Poseidon of Mythos, followed by Alias. Alias backing away. Victoria, Valerie. A speciality EN as everyone approaches some of the lapped cars. Oh man.
Kirspika holding off the outside line.
Way down there, started off in pole position, currently down in the mid-30s.
It's very much a shame there. But here comes the drivers on the inside line trying to make use of the inside line. Loss of contact.
Akugaki Koa up in front.
And here comes Ramkan Shibari.
A countless amounts of position and lead changes. Reina of Globy being followed by a few extra cars. Oh man, this is crazy stuff. 3 wide at the front.
3 wide action. Here comes Sue trying to unlap herself. Here comes Sue going down into almost freeing herself from the lap cars here.
Amazing.
Herself against Ronea.
Amazing how we have gone so far without losing a single car. Of course, a few cars are a few laps down, but all 40 cars are still
running. Yeah, all 40 cars are still running, which is nice to see, and to see this close amount of racing for this sustained period of time. This is so mind-bogglingly crazy here to see how close of a racing that we are seeing here in Dover.
Kanayanagi and her distinctive blue checkered plaid pattern up in front.
But it's not over yet. We still have 17 laps to go, and you can see here how easy the lead changes hands. Here comes the former pole positioner, Kirspika, now also trying to cause some upsets here up front. I think she might be the catalyst as to who is going to be winning this race. She did sit on pole, but with winning out of the question, I think what she needs to do at the very least, give her a good run and see if she can disrupt the opposition.
Koma backing away, a few cars go quickly ahead. We're well over 80% of the way through this opening round.
And here comes essentially the other drivers here. Here comes Kirspika against Yanagi. Here's Kloto also blocking the way of Yanagi. Kloto's going to be on the inside. Yanagi is forced off the outside. Here comes Cuddles on the outside as well.
Utahime
as they go 3 to 4 wide. Yeah, we get to see another change of hands of the leaders here as we are now coming into like 12 laps to go. Still lots to play for.
Utahime up in front, a couple of lapped cars being obstacles for the lead pack. Paul Maria vying for the lead with Utahime, and Maria goes up in front now. Tsukasa was down for a few laps after being in a lead midway through this race, but now she's vying for the lead against Ko. Specialty JP against V4 Mirai.
And you can see here,
Nikki
Maria
Ray
has
is
to
left
stick
down.
around the outside.
Oh, some cars are in pit lane. Kilispika,
Yeah, that's
Klotho,
Kilispika
and
once again.
Nikki. And we have pit stop shuffle.
Pit stop shuffle here. We got
Yeah.
Raya, Yukime, Kagekiri on the final 10 laps of this race. It's going to be crucial. I think it's going to be the drivers who will be committed to the undercut strategy. Oh, there's contact!
Welcome to chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Minya Scott is down.
And she's in the middle of the track.
Oh no! Oh no!
This is not gonna
Avoid
look good.
disaster! No! 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 No!
It is no! And she slammed right in front of her as more cars are essentially...
Shirley lost her front wing. Shirley lost her front wing. It could have been worse.
Yeah,
it could have been worse.
Yeah, right now it's going to be just to see how these drivers are going to be shuffling in these final stages of the race. You see here Poseidon finally coming out, and as you can see here, Scott's stricken car is still in the main straight, but fortunately, it's deep down the inside, so she's not going to be largely affected. And guess who's currently up in front?
The East Series winner, Arisu Oshio of Pixel, but I think she may drop into pit lane, as everyone is wanted to do. But yeah, Chrono is cooking up Nova's Race Super Formula Hollow coming up, and I'm still waiting for the Glow drivers still.
Well, there's actually good progress in there, just waiting for one more to essentially be done. But anyways, we are going to be seeing lots of shuffling with 6 laps to go. Of course, Arisu currently in the lead, at least on paper.
More
That's Hashimari and Rem.
Watch out. Ruby Runeheart is a goner.
Very, very unfortunate. There's more front wings flying around.
Nano
And then
Kazuya.
there's also engine failure for her as well. We thought that there's going to be like a full 40 car finisher, but who are we to hope something like this? But anyways,
Yeah, rFactor, the little rFactor devils thinking there's not much chaos invoked, so why not? Pit stop shuffle. Cars vying for position, and
finally the grid's now being spread out here, the field's being spread out, and guess who's currently up in the lead?
Mirakamiya up in front. Tsukasa trying to catch up to her fellow Specialite member.
And you can see Toraya and Tsukasa now trying to go toe-to-toe between each other.
Coming
but it's going
down
to be Toraya
to
now
the
ahead.
last 3 laps here.
And just want to give a final thoughts here. With the grid now essentially being open, it's now going to be a case on who manages to have the best traction out of the corners and who manages to essentially navigate the traffic the best. So I think that's going to be the one that decides the winner.
Tsukasa goes clear of some of these lapped cars. Needs to hopefully go around Miyu. Look at that. Front 3 are Specialite members. Might the agency sweep the race?
Oh yeah, Yanagi's out.
White flag is up. Miyu Akamiya leading 1 mile to go, 1 lap to go. Last chance for Tsukasa to try and catch up, but she's being burdened. Coming down to the last couple turns, and nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing makes sense anymore. And Utahime Mochizuki takes the W.
What a way to start the season. I really thought
let's look at the replay of the finish here, because we got distracted, and yeah, that's it.
So yeah, it's a very unfortunate there. The leader coming into the pits at the finish line. I think she ran out of fuel.
What a weird finish that was. Let's have a look at the rest of the three. We have Yurikago Kokone second and Akugaki Koa finishing third. So that's, I suppose, your podium. And why is she clipping the fence? Why is Koa clipping the fence? That's just nuts.
Well, anything can happen, and anything has technically happened, as we are about to see the results of the race. We also have Ruby Runehart, who just ran out of the field randomly, coming to the final stages of the race. And also, just wanted to point out the other DNFers like Hana Yanagi, who was parked in the at basically pit road entry, just around the outside of it, on lap 70. And as we're about to check the rest of the field, as we're about to check here right now, can we check the top positions right now?
Yeah, we're just waiting for these drivers to eventually get out the pit lane and cross the finish line. And
well, that's a.
And Alias is not even finished yet. Lottie,
all right,
though.
So
yeah. Oh man, she's gonna have to go past and yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll just
for now
fast
we
forward
should be
a bit.
So
and,
we are.
And
that should
yeah.
be it.
Yeah, that should
So
be
as
it.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to highlight the race results while you score the members here. So anyways, the Dover race has ends with Utaime Mochizuki taking the W to start off the World Series campaign. Yurikago Kokone and Akugaki Koa sit in the podium in second and third place respectively. Reina Ronronea is in fourth place with Siyu Aisaka in fifth. Strani Cuddle is in sixth. Miyu Akumiya seventh. Tsukasa Ryogoku is in eighth with Arisu Oshiro in ninth, alias Anono, who was running in the lead for much of the race. That was now in 10th place. Victoria Valerie in 11th with Poseidon 12th, and Maeve Kagekiri in 13th. Dr. Nova E is in 14th. Nikki Ray in 15th. Lottie Chinju in 16th with Kikino Katarina in 17th. Spectre Libitina is in 18th with Yai Yugiri in 19th. And then we have Irie Viridis in 20th. Suri Solari in 21st with Kirispika 22nd. Kloto 23rd after having a decent race so far. Tomomi Toraya in 24th. Koma Oboro is in 25th. Lumi Yukime 26th. Enya Ignis 27th with Leora Walkyria in 28th. Rem Kanashibari 29th with Mercy Modista in 30th. Miki Hisugi is in 31st place with Kanayanagi 32nd. Shibi Kanbom 33rd with Plane Hoshikozu is in 34th. Tarinko 35th. Nana Kozia is in 36th with Ruby Runehart 37th. Serenity Cosmica is in 38th, the last driver to finish this race. Ko Maria is in 39th, and Minya Scott ran out of fuel in the middle of the track, didn't choose to go into the apron, and cause more accidents. What a way to start the season.
Okay, what is going on with my points file? I need to check to see what's going on here.
All right. So we might actually go on a short break as the results are going to be calculated, as we're also going to be moving on to our first short first short post race of the season.
I found the issue.
Next up is Stardust.
Yeah, I found the issue, and I'll go ahead and add the points in. Go ahead and add in the points and I think I'm missing a few names. Reina Ronronea finished 4th for 50, and then we need a few more zeros to add. So that is Ruby, Serenity, Comaria, and Minya Scott. And to verify, that's all 40 cars in, and I'm gonna mark down the top 3. And it's all good. It's all good. All right. So we're gonna take a break for just a few moments, and then yeah. Oh yeah. Only
We'll see you in Stardust.
Oh yes, I'll see you in Stardust. Yeah. Only VB remains in Flow Glow's liveries for Formula Hollow. Anyway, we'll see you in a couple minutes for round 2 at Stardust International Raceway. All right. See you in a couple.
Right.
And we are back here in CorpoCar World Series Season 6. A dramatic finish we witnessed after the first 60 or so laps with all 40 cars still in it. Late pit stop shuffle and chaos reigning supreme at the very end, and it was Utahime Mochizuki getting the victory. As we will go back to the game screen and get to our next round. We will go cross country to near the Las Vegas area in the mid to late 1960s Stardust International Raceway.
Now here's a bit of a thing here to talk about here, just to have a bit of a fun fact. Stardust Raceway. Haven't we heard of this name before?
Well, there's the Stardust Speedway in the Sega CD game, or Sega Mega CD game, Sonic the Hedgehog CD. This is a completely different circuit. Instead of a nice nighttime spectacle with the loop-de-loops and tubes. It's the real life Stardust International Raceway is a race course in a desert.
We can see here. And just want to check on the info in the Wikipedia, and yes, it is a real track. It's just that it's decommissioned now.
Yeah. A lot of good tracks since then closed down, but preserved in sim racing games. So you can
this is why we do sim racing.
So you can have a nice view of how it was in the olden times. Alright, Road and Street races here. We do standing starts, and the races are timed, and we only require 36 cars to race. Alright, let's go ahead and load.
Yeah, we're going to load, and also I just wanted to check on the track map, basically the track preview. Just wanted to give all a bit of a feel on how this track was, and a bit of a fun fact about Stardust here. Stardust Well, I do want to mention that it is a real life track that is now decommissioned. It has seen sports car racing and Trans Am. Of course, we got esteemed drivers like Mark Donohue, John Surtees, Denny Hulme, essentially racing at this essentially historic racetrack. So I can't wait to see how it looks.
All right, we're gonna follow along with Dr. Nova open parenthesis E closed parenthesis on this 3 mile layout that is raced counterclockwise.
All right. So I think we should have a bit of a fast forward to when we are about to start the actual lap, because we're essentially coming into the pits. So if we can like fast forward a bit to see until like the end of the flight at the final corner to us to properly start the commentary on the how the lap looks. And by that I mean we're looking at Nova, and we should fast forward.
Nova.
Alright, so let's pay attention to her. Fast forward until at like the final set of corners, like for example like turn 9 and turn 10.
Right around here.
Alright, so I think that should be here. So you can see here, and around the final corner, you take it easy on this section. It's a pretty slow corner, but you have this long main straight for you to have a big blast on into the main straight. Of course, the track is 3 miles in length, so it's a very long circuit by a lot of capacity. So you can see here, turn 1 is all just about flat out, and you coming into turn 2, pick out your markers, and then just take it easy into the second corner. And then we have this very funny S section, turns 3, 4, and 5. You need to get a good rhythm going on this S here. Just try your best not to get off into the sand, and then right-hander, and then into the pretty quick turn 6. And you can see here how much Nova manages to slide the car around.
This is a desert. This is a desert. It may tend to be a dusty track.
Yeah, and I just want to point out as well, left, right, and left, and then coming into turn 7, pretty fast corner as well, as you can easily lose the rear, as you mentioned, being a desert track. But you can see here, this is a very long, flat-out section here, coming from turn 7 to turn 8. So as you can see here, Dr. Nova absolutely stretching the car, and then you can see here, coming into turn 8 finally, there's a bit of a kink here. Turn 8, and then here's the pretty long turn 9. You can probably lift a bit, and you can probably stab your throttle into it, and you can, of course, coming to the final corner a bit slow, but you're gonna need to go to exit though on the final corner and turn 7 for you to maximize those 2 straights that is available in this circuit.
All right, thank you for that track preview. Let's go ahead and set our grid. We need 36 cars coming in, and
I do want to check on, of course, which drivers do not qualify and all that. And unfortunately, Bonnie Barkswell and Arisu Oshiro, oh my goodness, these drivers not taking a break here. And especially for Bonnie Barkswell, who didn't qualify in the previous race. Lumi Yukime is also out. Seira Chinen is also out for the second time in a row. And looking into the other car is Serenity Cosmica, who hasn't had a good race at Dover. So very much a shame for these drivers.
And again, we miss out on seeing Amoria, sadly. Koma, Ye, Yugiri, and Minya Scott also miss out. And that leaves 36 cars coming in, and pole will go to Siri Solari of V&U. And he can take over for the rest of the field. Go ahead.
So anyways, we are going to highlight the starting 11 as we are going to get this grid underway. So we have Sori Solari, of course, on pole position, with Miki Hitsugi is in second place. Imi Bissou is in third place with her first start lining up, qualifying very decently as well. Ruby Rodenhart fourth with Dr. Nova fifth, with Tsukasa Ryogoku in sixth. Mercy Modiste is in seventh place with Leora Valkyria in eighth, Nana Kozia in ninth, and Poseidon in 10th place. Yuri Kakako Kokone is in 11th with Piane Rene, Hoshikuzu in 12th, Chiaki Katsumi in 13th, Ko Maria 14th with Reina and Ron Ronea in 15th, with Jaime Mochizuki, the previous winner, will start 16th, with Shibi Cotton Bum in 17th. Siu Aisaka is in 18th, with Enya Ignis 19th, and Alias Anono in 20th place. With Kana Yanagi in 21st, Irie Viridis in 22nd, Tomomi Toraya also will be starting in 23rd, with 24th place going to Strani Cuddles in for Villair. Rem Kanashibari is in 25th, with Chichina Katarina in 26th, Akugaki Ko is in 27th, Nikki Ray 28th, with Kloto starting 29th, and Tarrington 30th. We have Maeve Kakikiri in 31st, with Lotte Shinju 32nd, Miyu Akumiya is in 33rd, with Kirispika in 34th, Victoria Valerie in 35th, with Spectra Libitina in 36th. 37th will go to, what's it going to be? Oh
No one
wait,
else.
we only have 36 cars on the field. Forgot that this is a road course.
Yeah. 40 cars for most oval races and 36 cars for road and street races. But anyway, we are set to go. We have standing starts. We have a timed race of 21 minutes. We'll take the victory here. Let's find out as we get the music up, and we will get underway with round 2 of 15 taking place at Stardust International Raceway in the Las Vegas Valley.
So I just wanted to also point out a few things actually. What are your thoughts coming into this race, Dag?
Some pushing and shoving. Maybe some concerns about sliding cars due to the dusty nature of this desert track. But anyway, we are set to go. We're gonna get to the starting lights. Everyone in position for this race. So here we go. 4 red lights, and here we go.
And we are off here in, of course, Stardust, and it looks to me that's pretty decent start there by Solari. Here comes Hitsuki coming into probably the outside. I think it's going to be drivers actually going flat out on the first corner, and I think there's a bit of a yellow flag there, but it looks to me that Libitina just hanging around very decently, as I believe looking into the front of the field. Solari will continue to lead this race with Runehart in second place, with Imi Bisu in third.
Indeed, our top 3 as cars try to push for position on these S's. 36 cars, whole bunch of S's, dusty track. Already a car out of it. Oh man, damage here involving some of these cars. Oh man.
Oh, we're gonna see a spin here. Who for the second race in a row?
Ah, careful. That's a bit dangerous. What damage among some of these cars, as far as I'm concerned? Ticino and Koa. No rear wing.
With the loss of rear wing, that's going to absolutely cause a lot of instability in her car. And just a bit of a fun fact here for Dag. It looks like the race are going to be run under a timer.
Indeed. That's how we have it set up for these CorpoCar races. Standing starts and time limits. We used the same timing schematic for Base Car, which will take place next month.
Well, that's going to be something to watch out for. As you can see here, it looks to me that looking into how the drivers are going at here, Kirispika is also going very, very slowly. Can you explain that?
Just trying to get a feel of this track, I guess. Just slipping and sliding. Again, this is a dusty racetrack. Not quite a good start for Spica in this race. The defending CorpoCar World Champion having a slow start to her series. Oh no, her front wing was sheared off.
Yeah, you can see here damage on.
Still has no front wing. Nikki Ray, likewise.
Yeah, Ooh, lots of slipping and sliding, as you mentioned here. It's a very dusty track. Sand often gets into the circuit here. As you can see here, also, as you mentioned, lots of damage for the cars as well. Here's Viridis and Libertina. Oh, lots of bunching up there.
Oh, no! Careful there.
As Viridis manages to capture the car absolutely superbly, keep the car in this race.
Ruby Runehart up in front. By a bit of a distance. Ahead of Nova. And Miki is in third. So we
nice to see Ruby Runehart having a good race for once.
It's not supposed to be Idle ES anymore. Idle ES and Idle EN are now supposed to be under a single group, as we see Emmy dropping into pit lane, who was still taking a pretty darn long time in pit lane. Kana Yanagi also just started to pit, and same for Krispika and a few others coming in.
As we are seeing further developments here in this race. Just want to pay attention to Ruby Runehart just continuing to have control. Dr. Nova only behind her by around 1.5 seconds. And then we have Suritalari, who started, I believe, on pole position, now down in 4th place. Let's make a pit strategy stack. How do you think the strategy will go? And also, I just want to point out, I don't think we're able to reach the target 21 laps in time. I think we're gonna race by the clock.
Yeah, it is by the clock. What do you expect by these 2 times? Expect the number of laps to be done. What do you think the count will be by the time the clock expires?
Well, I'm looking at possibly how the average lap time is probably going to be at around just under 2 minutes. I believe it's going to be maybe at 11 laps, maybe 12 laps. That's just going to be my estimation.
Yeah, I think that's a fair estimate. As
you can see here,
approaching Emmy. Do we have any early race retirements? Not really, but 30 cars are still on the lead lap.
Well, it's still going to be some pretty interesting developments to see how they are going to go at it. As just want to see here, Mochizuki is still trying to chase Ray here with essentially a repaired car.
Some slippy and slidey again. Gotta watch out. Utahime, fresh off her victory in Dover, trying to avoid you know what.
So anyways, Ray's gonna try to catch up to Mochizuki here. I think there's gonna be a difference in racing lines here. Watch out for Ray trying to make an attack.
I think Nikki is one of the cars lap down.
Yeah, but I think here comes Katsumi down the inside.
Chiaki. To scroll up a bit. There we go. Currently in 10th. Pretty good for the Pixel Link member.
Yep. So just want to check out the rest of it.
Back toward the front.
Yeah,
it's still
Runehart
just
trying
clean racing going on. Yeah.
So here comes Bisu, still trying to hang on to her. Oh, you can see here, it's like Tokyo drifting on that a tight corner here as they're all coming into turn 6.
This is a tough, tight corner.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight corner. And now you can see Libitina, rejoining just ahead of Poseidon. How did they not crash there?
You know, I feel like this race could have possibly been better with the softer red wall tires instead of just the defaults they're running.
Yeah, I mean, given that the sticker red tires are going to stick even better here, especially coming into the hotter and dustier conditions compared to the usual prime tires. So, anyways, we are now coming into like 13 minutes to go in this race. Ruby Runehart still in control of this race. Dr. Nova is literally right behind. Let's see if Dr. Nova is going to be able to continue to catch up.
Going to close the currently 0.95 second gap for the lead. As we're seeing the rest of the field, seeing how things are faring.
And as you can see, we got some drivers already coming to the pits, and looking into the last driver who hasn't had any sort of damage whatsoever. Looking at potentially Cuddles, who's currently running at around 42 seconds behind the leader, currently having a lonely race at the moment. No, but not exactly lonely, as she's now facing Koa, who's now coming down the inside into turn 3, or rather turn 2, as they're now continuing to race about as usual. Koa now coming into the SS. She is going to be ahead for now, but watch out for Skasa, who's also going to be approaching.
Right there in 28th, one position behind Strawny. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's go back here. Emmy.
Yeah, Imi's having a pretty decent car here, a pretty decent location of the decals. Simple design, sure, but it does stick out nonetheless. Here comes Ruby Runehart, though,
Race
trying
leader,
to find a way past
Ruby?
the lap car. Yeah, the race leader trying to find a way past the lap car of Imi Bisu, and of course Dr. Nova is going to be hoping that Ruby Runehart is going to be blocked further by Imi, and have Imi be used as a pick for Ruby Runehart to be overtaken by Dr. Nova.
No issues on that tight turn for these two.
Which is interesting to see. Speaking of which, the rest of the field, here comes Poseidon, just continuing to take it easy around the corner. Looking into Walkyria, Kiraspika, Isaka, who's running pretty decently in the race as well. So, yeah, nice to anyways, I just want to point out here that we're having a funny double leg here on the West Coast. One race in Nevada, and next thing you know, we'll be racing in the Californian desert after this. Very interesting fascination to point out.
Yeah, this is a slightly slower, more technical track. I think the speeds should be higher at Willow Springs because the turns appear wider in that other track as compared to here at Stardust.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out another thing actually on the Willow Springs race. I feel like, with the exception of possibly the final 3 corners as well as between turns 3 and 6, this track is actually fairly fast for a 3-mile circuit, especially given that you got this very long turns 1 and this long stretch between the final corner and turn 2, as well as turn 7 and turn 8, which there is a basically long straights for you to possibly line up your overtakes with. Of course, it's punctuated by slow technical corners, like for example turns 8, 9, and 10, and as well as turns 3 to turn 7. But hey, I mean, it's a very balanced track, so why not? It's a great challenge for the drivers, especially given that these drivers are slipping and sliding in these very dusty conditions as well.
The very popular West Coast track, the Big Willow track of Willow Springs International Raceway Park. We're going to be going there after this round. Little over 9 minutes left here. Ruby still leading here.
And speaking of which, Amy Bisu has now actually pulled away from Ruby Runehart, so Ruby Runehart has the license to try to catch up and to use that added gap between herself and Amy Bisu to essentially run away from Dr. Nova.
Meanwhile, back to Utahime, still driving cleanly in 10th.
And you can see here Katsumi and Who also catching up to Mochizuki and
relatively clean racing here than the last time VTRP had a race at Stardust in IndyCar. I believe, I want to say back in August.
As you can see here, more slipping and sliding here as the drivers navigate these tricky conditions here in Stardust. Of course, anyways, looking into possibly the other cars, Cloto currently in 16th. Can't stop thinking of Cloto though.
Yeah. You must be developing a bit of a fandom towards this Mythos member.
Well, it kind of happens for you, but mostly because I was watching Kamen Rider, and of course the names match. And I'll leave you to I'll leave you some room for you to essentially find out a bit more information on the character Cloto in the Kamen Rider God Chart season. So, of course, Cloto is based, as we mentioned, based off one of the three sisters of essentially the Fate sisters in Greek mythology. Of course, where the hell is Atropos and Lachesis in all this? As Cloto is literally the sole representative of the three Fate sisters, as she's now currently running in 16th place, as she's not going to try to defend against Kozia.
Whoa!
As she now goes down the inside.
Yeah, I think Clotho is also the name of one of the music tracks in the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive game Columns.
Ooh.
Yeah, Columns.
Information to share.
Basically, Sega's answer to Tetris.
Nice information here on the other Clotos that we are seeing here. As you can see here, Dr. Nova now is, I believe, taking the race lead away from Ruby Runehart.
Yeah, while we were distracted talking about Clotho, we have Dr. Nova E up in front. You know about my analogy of a watched pot never boils. We on some tracks we hardly see much in the way of race lead changes. They only tend to happen when we're paying attention to somewhere else in the race, and we just had this ridiculous situation happen here, like a lap or three ago.
So anyways, Dr. Nova having a pretty decent lead here after pressuring Ruby Runehart for much of the race. I believe her gap is now just about 2 seconds. Just about 2 seconds there.
1.3.
But it's now at 1.3 seconds. But also Suri Solari, who started on pole position, don't count her out just yet, as she is still in this race.
Big gap between the top four, between fourth and the next driver down.
Anyways, it's a pretty decent gap there between the top 4 and 5th, as we are now coming into 5 minutes to go, coming into the final quarter. Do you think they will be pitting?
Well, that depends on the field situation. I think we tend to see more pit stop shuffles on the ovals, not quite as much with the road and street courses. Yeah.
So anyways, looking into the other drivers potentially in the top 10, it's pretty much spread out from 5th on back, as you can see here on the track map. So when it comes to, track battles, I'm not going to be expecting, we're not going to be expecting a lot of battles here, but maybe between 11th and 12th, between Ron Renoa and currently in 12th place, there might be a battle coming in. Ron Ronea and Katsumi. Oh, you can see Katsumi now going down the inside of who?
Careful there. Oh, Chiaki. Oh, bit dangerous. Oh, man. T-boned by Tomami.
And got collected by Toraya in the process, and she's now beaten to the sand pit, and I think she's going to be stuck and out.
Oh, that doesn't look too good for her.
But she is trying her best to get herself back into it, trying to get her stricken car back into the race. But I think it's going to be a DNF for her, sadly.
Unless Oh, come on.
Oh dear, it's going to be close.
Come on. Yeah. There we go.
Yes, nice to at least see her back, but we are going to be seeing a pit stop service from her to get that car repaired in this race. But her race pretty much is done and dusted coming into the battle for the top 20.
3 minutes left here as we get back to Dr. Nova E.
And we are coming into 2 laps to go based on the timing. Just wanted to point that one out as well.
Basically 2 or 3 laps, basically 2 laps coming into the line on around that time.
We are going to go. Yeah, we are coming to the penultimate lap of the race, and we now have Dr. Nova currently controlling this race after making the pass for the race lead against Ruby Runehard. Of course, neither of the two started from pole positions. The pole sitter currently, as we mentioned here, is the current driver running in 3rd place. Looking at the driver in 3rd, it is, if I'm not mistaken, yes, Solari, who started on pole position, but now is currently in 3rd place. So anything still goes here for this battle for 3rd place, with Dr. Nova, of course, taking the lead away, as we mentioned here. What do you think as we're coming into the final stages?
Yeah, basically have a clean last 2 laps for Nova, and she should be able to take the 100 points.
And you can see Dr. Nova still. I'm also, speaking of which here, I'm looking into the track profile of the Stardust track. It feels a lot like Herman Tilke to me. It kind of feels a bit like Herman Tilke, just a bit. Just needs a few more modifications, and I think we should be good. I think the profile feels similar to Sepang and all of the other circuits that we have seen designed by him, which is also a very, very nice sight, as Dr. Nova E is about to complete the penultimate lap to start the final lap of the race.
Just a few more turns. We'll have the white flag next time by driver Nova.
Just needs one more corner to start the final lap, as it is right now. Still having Amy Bissot right in front of her. Ruby Runehard still further back, as well as Solari. So Dr. Nova is going to start the final lap in the race lead, barring any crazy events that might be happening potentially in the 2nd sector. Dr. Nova is going to be good to go to finish this race.
Hello.
All right, I think we're back. I'm not sure if we're back on the stream, but the timing is obviously not on my side. My fatigue is now currently showing up, so.
Yeah. Let's try that again.
Right, let's just hope that we're able to at least run the final lap, and I'll be doing the previews for Willow Springs, and then I will take my leave as I'm about to take my rest.
Yeah. Sorry about the delay. We are gonna resume now. It's the last lap anyway.
So here comes Dr. Nova.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Dr. Nova absolutely choking that final lap, and made contact with the lead, the pole sitter. Ruby Runehard has retaken the race lead after Solari has went off into the grass at turn 6.
Nova luckily able to get back in 2nd.
And what a lost opportunity that was.
But unlucky mistake on that turn. comes Ruby onto the last few laps.
Ah, yeah.
And onto the finish line, and it's gonna be victory for Ruby Runeheart. To start off in the second row, and we'll get the 100 points. Dr. Nova will take second place as consolation. Siri Solari takes third, but it's Ruby Runeheart getting the victory.
Well, what a race win that was, especially given that if it's a race that went away though for the driver who has led a lot of laps today in this race. Of course, Dr. Nova missing out on this win is never. It's not going to be happy about it, but at the very least, second place, as you mentioned, is a nice consolation.
Yeah, I don't know why YouTube Studio is saying audio streams current bitrate is lower than recommended bit rates. I think the sound is supposed to sound fine at my end. But, yeah. Still waiting for a few drivers to finish. Another mid result for Irie. Utahime is in pit lane, and, but still barely gonna finish in the points. Come on, OBS. Okay.
And we're back. I just wanted to check the rest of the field. Akugaki Kowa finishes last. Nikki Ray 35th. Taring Hoon with another shocking race in 34th. We got, of course, we have Toraya now finishing, Biso finishing, and now Mochizuki being stuck in the pits for now. But we'll see how far she can go.
Yeah, it's the end of the race. Everyone else is finished, so we'll just fast forward, and then great, we're done here. We'll just quickly get through the points, and then we're gonna take a break, and then I'll leave you to a preview, and then I'll let you go for the rest of the night.
All right. So before that, as we're about to just show a bit of a preview for Willow Springs, of course, it is a track that is still actually in use, actually. Willow Springs International Raceway, or rather Willow Springs International Motorsport Park. The length is around 2.5 miles. We're racing on the Big Willow, 9 corners. Very historical, or it broke around 1952. It saw Can-Am, it saw Trans Am, and Group 4 racing. Can't wait to see how this goes. Unfortunately, I am going to have to bail here. Thanks for the first 2 races that we have seen so far, Dag. And with that being said, I'll be taking my leave. Dag will be. The rest is up now. Up to you.
All right. Have a good evening. See ya.
Yep. Very nice. Cheers.
All right. So I'm by myself as OBS tries to chug along. Ruby, Dr. Nova, E, Suri Solari, Mickey, Planny, Leora, Siu, Poseidon, Maeve, Reina, Jackie, Clotho, Kokone, Lottie, Enya, Nano, Miu, Shibi, Ram, Strawny, Irie, Alias, Vicky, Tsukasa, Tomomi, and Emmy. Rabutahime, Kana, Spika, Ko, Mercy, Suchino, Spectra, Taring, Nikki, and Koa. Alright, well, at least nobody crashed out here, but we are going to lock in the points quickly. Focus on the race winner here. Let's see how the championship standings are for the 36 cars in the field. I'm missing one name. That's Comaria. Should have 1 point, and oh yeah, I suppose I should give bonus points for pole. And where is Siri? Right there. So yeah, 36 names in, and the championship leader is, of course, Utahime Mochizuki with 104 points. Right here. Second is Yorikago Kokone of BNU, 101. And third is Ruby with 100. And fourth is Dr. Nova E, 99. And with 83 points in fifth is CU. That's your top five. And we have 6 names yet to score points. 3 drivers yet to show up for a race. If you can hear me in the chat, if you can hear any noise, type down in the chat cookie. I don't know, cookie. If you can hear me in the chat, type down cookie. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a break for just a couple moments, and then we will get to racing at Willow Springs. Be right back in just a couple minutes. Alright. I just checked YouTube Studio on my other computer. I can confirm that sound is relatively fine. So we're gonna roll along with this last round for today. We're gonna be racing at Willow Springs. Oh yeah, I need to verify the top 3. Ruby, Nova E, and Surrey. And then we will indeed be heading up to Willow Springs next. The big Willow racetrack. Which, as Chrono pointed out in the chat, we raced there before. We've raced there before in the VGTC, and we are going to be racing with open wheel cars with the CorpoCar. 2.5 miles, 4.023 kilometers, 9 turns, and we're going to keep the settings as they are, and then just get to the racing. 1.56 kilometers? That makes no sense. No. That's a typo. That's gotta be a typo. It's 4.023 kilometers. Come on, man. 1.56 kilometers? Track preview time, I suppose. Yeah, no, Kazurio, to lead everyone off. Also, I don't think I see a Ferris wheel in the background. Maybe because this is supposed to emulate the track of what appeared a long time ago. First turn, left turn, Castrol corner, and then we get into the rabbit's ear. And then into Budweiser Balcony, named as such because of that building, which does say, shockingly enough, Budweiser Balcony. A couple more turns into Monroe Ridge. And into the Wings Leg. I don't know why it's called that. That sounds silly. Watch the sweeper. And the cleverly named Turn 9 onto the start-finish. And that's the track preview for Willow Springs. Grid me. We have a few drivers that don't make it in. Nova, Koa, Koma, Plane, Kana, Amy, Lottie, Komaria, Sarah, Chinen, and 36 cars are in. Let's have a look at the grid. Just need to let everyone know that there's still one round left. Okay, we have Maeve at pole, followed by Miu and Leora, Tearing, Nikki, and Suri. Ausu, Chiaki, and Shibi. Irie, Vicky, and Mickey. Spectre, Rem, and Reina. Kokone, Sukasa, and Bonnie. Alias, Anya, and Ye. Strani, Clotho, and Siu. Tahime, Chichino, Ruby. Serenity, Poseidon, Moria. Moria eventually getting to make an appearance for the first time this series. Mercy, Nano, Tomomi. And finally, Lumi, Yukime, Minya Scott, and Kirispika. Great, no time to waste. Let's get to the actual race. Round 3 taking place here at Willow Springs. We're just gonna roll with it right now. Here we go. "36 cars gridded up, Maeve and Miyu, your front row for this round 3, Willow Springs." Yes, they are going! Go, go, go! Here we go! Round 3. Maeve with the early jump. Here comes Tearing Who right behind Maeve. These laps I expect will go very fast. 9 turns, wide turns. Another Western State road course onto Budweiser balcony for the first time. And on to these corners. High speed action here. And unlike the track I got in Assetto Corsa, this iteration of Willow Springs doesn't seem to have a Ferris wheel in the background. One lap down, Maeve, Tearing Who, and Miyu Akumiya. Your top 3, as all 36 cars complete the lap with no issues whatsoever. And I assume the audio, it should still be good for everyone. Drivers trying to fight for position here. I think everyone is content to stay single file, or at least close to it. High road course speed, I guess they're content to stick like that for much of the race. We'll run one more lap and then I'll consider an estimate of how many laps we may get to see here. I forgot to notice how many laps were completed at Stardust. Maeve trying to endure the lightning quick speed of a Kunoichi Ninja, leading another lap. So that's 3 down already as we have a look at the times. 107, 101, 1 minute, so 1 minute, 101, so I could hazard a guess of, 21 laps, 21 laps. Still all 30 showing good pace, no issues early on. Not much in the way of overtaking, that's just speed, speed, speed. Single file, speed. We still gotta get through this whole entire race, because we have to. Anyway, I want to have an early preview for the next stream. I want to push for Friday night. The next 3 rounds will take place at Edmonton. The later airport circuit layout. That's for round 4. Street racing on airport runways. Then it's another oval race, this time at Puebla in Mexico for 45 laps in round 5, and then we head to Homestead Miami Speedway for a round on the road course layout. I was considering trying something silly for that round, doing the alternate layout. You know, where the last 2 turns of the oval are used instead of the default road course layout, which skirts around those 2 turns. We are through 6 minutes and not much is happening. Big track, high speed, single file choo-choo train action. Anyway, oh, there's an overtake, but I see a brief overtake in the standings, but it's deep in the list. At least that's what my eyes are leading me to believe is happening. Taryn, who trying to close in on Maeve. Ever so closer. We may have an overtake for the lead, but Maeve doesn't want anything to do with that. We'll remember waiting to try again here. Also gotta watch out for Miu. So that's 8 laps done. Estimate still around 20-21 laps for this round. Still no issues with anyone here. Anyway, let's talk about 2025 for a bit. January should be when I get to Phase Car. the second season of Phase Car, and I already got a list of tracks ready to go. I just need to test races there. If I may need to change the tracks or whatever. And then late in January, I intend to start the 2025 Formula Hollow World Championship. As Chrono has stated in the chat, just one car away from completion with the Glow members. Then I gotta find their times. I gotta find the time to record B-roll. And then February, and March, barring a couple weeks away in the first half of March, in which I need to step away for a while because of life stuff. There's going to be the VTF Pro Championships, the two lower tiers below IndyCar and Indy Lights. It's going to be 15-minute rounds, like in Indy Lights. After the VTF Pro Championships, VTF Pro 2000 and VTF 2000, the VTF Pro 2000 winner will enter the Indy Lights 4th Series, and it was supposed to be a 24-car field for... It was supposed to be a 24-car field for Indy Lights, but then I had to increase the field size to 30 because an agency dissolved. And then another agency dissolved, so we're going to have 32 cars in the grid. 24 car races in lights. Just great. And then April, we'll have Season 7 of CorpoCar East and West. And then May, we'll be back in IndyCar, and then we'll see where things go from here. Oh yeah, I'll be using a new car mod. Actually, a different car mod, not necessarily new, for Indy Lights. And I intend to put in a new car mod for IndyCar coming in May. Anyway, 8.5 minutes left, a little over that. Maeve still leading. Maeve Kagakiri of BNU. Meanwhile, toward the back, Kira Speaker is struggling. I mean, she scored points in Dover, but since then, not much occurring. Oh yeah, she did score a couple points this week. One moment, just need to adjust my Google Doc. 7:48 left, and yeah, we're still on track to get 20 laps in. Any close action going on, or is it still choo-choo training? This is probably like an F1 race circa year 2022. Or I don't know what I'm talking about. Mabe's lead, now 2 seconds. It was as close as around half a second, but we are seeing things happening all of a sudden. Terran Hu dropping to 4th and Miu 2nd, and must have missed something happen along the way. While I waxed harmonic about the stuff going on for the first half of 2025. I still have yet to make a series winning payments for a couple drivers. I still have yet to pay the $250 to this driver for winning East. I did pay the $250 to this driver. I also need to pay $3 or $250 or $3 to Vividly BB for winning Indy Lights 3rd Series, and also should I still bother with the $5 payment for Moo Moo in Phase Connect? Or yeah, bills are an issue, is what I'm trying to say here. 449 left, and yeah. Maeve can't stop dominating. The unknown being if and when the pit stop shuffle will be coming in. Lead racing here. I got through all 21 minutes. We've seen quite a lot of action at Dover, but here it's just a single file for the most part. I'm thinking in future streams to prevent issues, to try and mitigate some of the issues with encoding overloaded during the break between races. I should temporarily stop the streaming and then and the recording and then start again. I now know I should now know the file and in the task manager details, which controls the setting for recording video. Luckily, I didn't need to halt OBS entirely to force quit it, because that would just kill off the recording, leaving a dead weight of 3 gigabytes. and cuddly Maeve Kagakiri into the penultimate lap. So it's going to be 20 laps all told. It's basically been dominating the race. Just a close call by, I believe, Tearing Who at one point. But since then, Maeve has just been largely uncontested. That's what you need. A good start position and a good jump at the start and full send all throughout. Manage your fuel consumption. Know the contours of the track and the different elevation changes and whatnot. And you should definitely get those 100 points. White flag will now come up for Maeve. Still holding on to a now 2.65 second lead. A slight boost right there for the VNU member. Battle between second and third is sort of closer, but no by much. As I check the number counts, and we shall be wrapping up pretty darn soon. Just a couple more turns into the cleverly named Turn 9, and yeah. And we have an unsurprising result for round 3 here at Willow Springs. Maeve Kagakiri, your winner here. Oh yeah, so it is indeed 21 laps. I thought it would just be 20 laps. I don't know what I was counting. So yeah, Maeve, congratulations. First win in Worlds after winning a couple times in... After getting at least one win, maybe 2 in East. That's Maeve's first Worlds win. 101 points, as I'm getting information about the 2024 F1 season coming to the end. I think it's McLaren winning the Constructors title? I'll confirm to make sure. Anyway, Maeve, win place for Miyu and show for Suri. So it's a double podium for VNU. As, yeah. This race ended up being a complete nothing burger. Okay. Need to verify. That's it. Yeah, McLaren did win the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, congrats to McLaren winning a Constructors' Championship. Yeah, Kiri Kilovolt retweeting it. I believe Kiri Kilovolt is a big McLaren stan. Anyway, we are running over the 2-hour time frame. Good grief. Yeah, it's the encoding really bringing me down here. And who finished top 3 at Stardust? It's ooh. Back-to-back third-place finishes for Suri Solari. Wow! And where's Maeve? Right there, and the count looks correct. Okay. We'll bring in the points and then wrap up for today. Oh yeah, I gotta say the names. Maeve, Musuri, Taryn, Leora, Arisu, Nikki, Shibi, Spectre, Tsukasa, your top 10. That's just Vicky, Irie, Alias, Chucky, Mickey, Ram, Bonnie, Reina, Enya, and Kokone. 11 through 20. Yay, see you. Strati, Chichino, Clotho, Serenity, Utahime, Poseidon. Ruby barely avoids previous race winner's curse. Moria gets her first points. And the rest get no points. Kiri again fails to Kiri this time fails to get on the board here. And that's 36 names in, and we'll see how ridiculous things are with the point standings 20% of the way through this championship. That's all 36 names in, and 101, and with that win and persistently good performances, Maeve Kagakiri currently is on top of the championship, 161 points, and despite the two back-to-back third-place finishes for Suri Solari, Miyu currently has a tiebreaker for second with 131 and a second-place finish. Suri Solari with the best finish of third so far, also with 131 points. Fourth is Kokone, 113. And Utahime is fifth with 108. So the top five has 3 VNU members and 2 Speciality members. And we have 2 Speciality members yet to get on the board. Minya Scott and Sailor Chinen, who has failed to qualify for the first 3 rounds. Yeah. So that's gonna do it for today, as we have a preview of what's about to happen. I'm gonna shoot for Friday nights for the next stream. So we're going to be, as I've already mentioned, racing at Edmonton, Puebla, and Homestead. Edmonton on an airport, Puebla on a short-ish oval, and Homestead, Miami on the road course layout. That's coming up Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on the VTRP channel. I want to try 3 consecutive days of streaming for the next 9 rounds. But that's gonna do it. I want to have you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you for more action in CorpoCar World Series Season 6. Alright, That'll be all for now. Take care, everyone. See you again on Friday night. Oh, Sudag.